Okay, this is a really difficult one for me to touch on while I'm not streaming because I would love to cover it while streaming. But did you guys see the debate that Mamdani had? Well, it wasn't just Mamdani and Cuomo, right? Like it was the New York City Democratic mayoral primary debate that took place last night. Oh my God, I caught little whiffs of it while the signal allowed me to. I got little bits, you know. Now obviously this gives me the right to tell you about it now. You know, my like brief interaction with it. Mamdani crushed it. Mamdani absolutely crushed it. It seems like Mamdani and Lander are like, I have been worried because I'm a little bit cynical about this, about like DNC rat, right? The idea that well, maybe Cuomo can't defeat Mamdani, but every single other candidate in the race, you know, united like Voltron, endorsing Cuomo and denouncing Mamdani, maybe that would do it. It seems like that's not happening with Lander, which I didn't expect too much, to be fair. Lander seems like a cool guy. It seems like they're both very much united in their hatred for Cuomo. And man, that was like the message of the debate, wasn't it? Like that was the theme of the debate, which is being a hater. Because Mamdani hates Cuomo, right? Like Cuomo is an annoyed sex pest insect that the, you know, Democratic Party dragged from a crypt because they realized that Mamdani was going to win if they didn't bring somebody with a lot of name recognition in, right? Like I don't know if Cuomo even wants to be here. He probably feels resentful, not even at Mamdani, but at like the fact that he's been put in a position to have his immense failures relitigated at him in a very public setting over and over and over again by people who are more intelligent, more competent, more driven, more authentic than he is. Seriously, go watch the debate. We're getting so close to the New York City Democratic mayoral primary and therefore the New York City mayoral election. And I'm nervous. I'm nervous. It's going well. It's going about as well as anyone could reasonably hope. I mean, I don't think how well it's going right now is not reasonable. It's going unreasonably well, right? If you had thought it was going to go this well 3 months ago, people would go like, okay, temper your expectations a little bit. I'm still nervous, but my hope is that this is the beginning of a reawakening within the Democratic Party. Now, I don't think like, Schumer is going to wake up one day and go like, oh, what if I tried being good, you know, or anything like that. I feel like he's probably locked in on being a piece of shit. Most of them are. But I think that there is this rot of consultancy within the Democratic Party that drives them towards things that we've talked about so many times, right? Like civility, insincerity, you know, this weird, inhuman, temperate lack of emotion, right? Like Republicans, even though they're insincere pieces of shit, will be emotional. But the only emotion you really see from people like, I mean, obviously Schumer, but even Kamala Harris, really, I think, or certainly Jeffries. You don't see much from Jeffries at all. But from Schumer and Kamala Harris, we'll use them as examples. You see this very like corporate, designed by committee. We had the boys sign off on this one. At this moment in the speech, you're meant to give like an angry flair to your delivery. And you get the feeling like all of this is rehearsed beforehand. There's no authentic emotion in it. And I think it reaches people, you know. I think the Democrats have been silently hoping for a long time now, like as a party, right, as an apparatus, like, please God, the voters, don't get tired of this, you know, keep falling for the same tricks over and over. Republicans ran out of tricks, didn't they? I mean, Bush was Bush. Obama swept them twice, and it took Trump with a totally new set of tricks. Not to say that Trump was new politically in the sense that before him, the Republican Party bore no resemblance to the fascist, you know, monolith it does now. But like rhetorically, I mean, you can go and take a look at the 2016 Republican presidential primary debates. Trump was like the lone guy. He was like the wacko on stage, you know? He was like the Mamdani of his time. No. But you know what I mean. He was very different. And then he won. And then he won again. And now we're all gonna die. So it shows you what dreams can do, right? The DNC needs to understand the importance of emotion, real emotion. I mean, not let's write in more emotional bits into the speeches, but like let the hatred flow through you. Mamdani hates Cuomo, okay? And in my opinion, the average Democrat, I mean the average voter, the average Democratic voter, the average even remotely progressive person who votes Democrat hates the Republican Party, hates Trump. Not just dislikes, not just, oh, he's a threat to our democracy, oh, January 6th, oh, this, oh, that, but hates him and hates the party and to a large extent hates their voter base. Certainly what their voter base does and represents, you know, not necessarily in an essentialist sense. I think the average Democrat would love to live in America where they could drive through like rural Oklahoma and find, you know, people who believe in free healthcare. But we don't, you know, for the most part, we don't live in that world now. So that hatred needs to be embodied more in politics. The Republicans have done a lot with being openly contemptuous. Every Republican now shapes their messaging around open contempt, right? Like, seriously, their top politicians, certainly the members of the Trump cabinet, every time they get a chance to showboat, every time they get a chance to turn their nose down and spit on the Democrats, they take it. Every time, you know? There is absolutely no love lost there. I think that Mamdani shows it's possible to productively channel those feelings, right? Rather than hating people for made-up reasons or because they're black or women or immigrants, you can hate people because they're or pedophiles. You can hate them because they're openly corrupt or incompetent, and you can show that hatred, okay? You can show that hatred. Mamdani expresses contempt for landlords. Have you seen his anti-landlord ad? Absolutely brilliant. None of this wheedling little like, landlords are an important part of our community, but it's important they all uphold the social contract and do their job. No. What person do you know in real life talks about landlords that way? Do you know anybody like that who isn't a globehead on Twitter who speaks that way about landlords? Probably not, okay? Certainly everyone hates their landlord. It's just nice to see that reflected a bit, you know? Go watch the damn debate. Also, volunteer and phone bag for Mamdani, okay? Also, if you're in New York City and you're a registered Democrat and you don't vote for Mamdani, or you don't vote at all, it's going to play out very poorly for you when I find out. When I find out, okay? So you better make sure you do that. Okay. I'll be back to streaming soon.